Hey guys, welcome. Um, this is my third YouTube video. I know I've been doing them. I haven't been scheduling. I'm probably gonna start scheduling them soon. Actually, probably starting tomorrow. Um, Tomorrow and Thursday, or really when I'm busy. I'll schedule my lives. But right now, I've got a lot of free time where I can do these videos. I don't really have to schedule them. I will be starting to do that though when, I have appointments coming up and things, that I'll be doing, you know, away obviously from my tablet. I'll be volunteering more hopefully at the thrift store. Just waiting on I'm just really waiting on for them to call me if they have anything for me to do, because communication sometimes doesn't always work in our benefits, when it comes to a volunteering job, or really it's good to communicate with people. In the sense of, you know them calling if they have something for you to do there. But if they want me to volunteer, that's the thing, is they know the days I'm available. But um I wanted to share. So when I was at Old Navy yesterday with my mom, she had got I told her, well, the thing is, it was right when, so yes, my mom went in there to get some clothes. She had told me to go look for some shirts, but I said I have a lot of shirts, and a lot of them obviously are graphic shirts, like with Marvel characters. I told her that there's a lot of them that don't fit me, that are like a large to an extra large, but a lot of them shrink too, depending on the material of the shirt. Um, so she ends up getting me like five different, and they're all Marvel. Actually, one of them is not Marvel, but the others are. And they're all unique. But as I said, I didn't expect her to get me. I mean, these shirts were on clearance for $4 and $4, and I feel like I've got a really caring mom. I know I do. But unfortunately, I mean, I will say, even though I didn't ask, for any shirts, I told her, and what I said to her, I said, I was going to get rid of shirts that I didn't want, and that you didn't have to get me any, not until I get rid of shirts. But, she's a really kind-hearted lady, and she loves the people she loves deep down. But I'll show you the shirt she got me. A lot of them. So I'll actually start with the non-Marvel shirt. But we'll start with this. So this is the non-Marvel shirt she got me. It is a Nirvana shirt, but it's got the gray. It's gray. Obviously, you can see it's got the smiley face with the two X as eyes. But this is like the logo of Nirvana, one of the logos. Um, I will say this is a better. I have a lot of Nirvana shirts. I probably have like three other ones. This one I do like. They had one at Walmart. What was it? I think it was before Christmas. but it was marked down, but they had a lot of like tour date shirts, and my mom had got me a couple of them. One of them actually that I did not get was they had a Linkin Park one on there, but it actually dated back to Chester Bennington's era, meaning that this was the era, or really this was before he had passed away. So before Emily Armstrong took over. But they were all the listed tour dates when Chester was with the band. When he was alive. I should have grabbed it that day. I told my friend Andrew about it. But that Nirvana shirt will be a good addition to the Nirvana shirts that I currently have. I've got a lot of band shirts. A lot of them I ordered off of Temu, but I wouldn't say there is. I mean, the thing is the black ones, they collect a lot of hair, like especially if you have an animal in your house that sheds, like obviously like a dog or cat that sheds really bad. I don't mind black shirts. This one here um is won't be bad, but this is one that I definitely loved my mom had got for me, but it's a Doctor Doom shirt, and this is like one out of like a million shirts that like only has Doctor Doom on it. Like this is very unique in a lot of ways. But just in time for Doomsday as well, I'll probably definitely be wearing this. Hopefully, if I go see the Avengers Doomsday in theaters, I want to, but I also kind of want to wait. I want to wait too when it gets, obviously after it leaves theaters and is on Disney Plus. Um, but I tend to like right now. I'm kind of like with Disney Plus. I know like obviously movie theaters are great to see a movie if you want to see a movie before it releases on Disney Plus, like, especially like a Marvel movie. If you're really if you love Marvel and the franchise, it doesn't hurt to go to the movies or drive in to attend to attend a matinee. I will say for this movie coming out, I feel like it's going to be huge, meaning that, a lot of theaters are probably going to sell out of tickets quickly. I mean, we're talking Avengers. But the thing is, those of you that actually kind of want to watch a movie that will be leading into that movie, Fantastic Four, First Steps, that is really gonna pinpoint you to where. And I did watch that. That was a really good movie. And I will say that movie is great for a lot of reasons because yes, we are going to see Doctor, I mean, we're going to get two of both worlds, but we got a villain in this movie that I feel like is not gonna, I mean, it's gonna take a lot for him to die. And really, I'm glad they were. I mean, the thing is, we got a lot of villains that weren't even in. I mean, I will say we got a lot of villains mentioned in that movie in Fantastic Four first steps that didn't have a cameo, but there was, what was it, the red ghost, wizard, the puppet master, but a lot of these well-known villain names. Because the thing is, Mr. Fantastic referred to each section of where the Fantastic Four tower was, breaking it into zones. So, like, because I know one of the zones he mentioned, the wizard owns one zone, the puppet master owns the other, and he said there was one, I think it was, I can't remember the other character he referred, but those were the ones I remember. Um, but I love this shirt because it's very unique, and it's probably one of the most uniquest shirts because I mean, it's rare. I would say for me, it's rare to go to a store, like a clothing store, and see a shirt. I mean, I didn't see, my mom picked these out for me. I was in the truck because, as I said, I was not really looking, because I told her, I said, you don't need to get me any shirts. Because I told her, I said, I just would have to go through the clothing that I already have. But when you have a really big hearted parent, and they do it automatically because they love you, it's like, it's it's remarkable, and it's like, even if you say no, your parents sometimes, or like, you tell them thanks for the offer, but I need to get rid of what I already have. My mom is really good in that way, even though I tell her sometimes, like, hey, I need to get rid of what I have before I get something else. I mean, that's huge in the, like, for me, when it comes to clothes. you know I would say definitely getting more pants than shirts, because I've got a crap ton of shirts, which I will be going through tomorrow. But when you have a parent like that, that just does stuff like that, it's unbelievable, and I want to do something, for her, that she's on, that's unexpected to her. But that Doctor Doom shirt, I will say, she did a really great job at these shirts, because they were marked down. They were not at full price, because I think every single one of these shirts, yeah, they were all on clearance. So this was an original price. This was going to be originally $20 if she had bought it full price, but it was on clearance for only $5. But it's a really, I would say, really uncommon shirt to see at an Old Navy, where it just has Doctor Doom on it. Um, and then here we've got, okay, this one's a really cool one because it actually has, this one I'm glad it's hard to choose between this one and the Doctor Doom shirt, but this has like the four villains that are currently threatening the MCU like now, but it's got like, I would say the main big elite four is what I like to call them: Doctor Doom, Galactus, Thanos, and Kang the Conqueror. But this is a great shirt. And actually, I might even wear this when I see Doomsday. Or, I mean, that Doctor Doom shirt is also tempting too. But this has like all the major four villains. Hopefully, I think that are going to be, obviously, I know they're going to be through this phase. But the villain that was the main villain in the Fantastic Four First Steps was Galactus. So, as I said, Galactus is a villain like Thanos, like Doctor Doom. That I feel like he's going to be in multiple movies. He's not going to be killed off. It's not going to be, you know, because Galactus eats planets. They call him the Devourer of Worlds, he's got a open buffet on planets. Kang the Conqueror, he's like, the thing is, he can steal, like, he's a villain that can like push his way through time and reverse time. So I mean, these four villains are going to be really, I mean, have already been the start of the MCU. And I mean, it's good. I mean, I will say this is one of the best shirts probably. And wow, this is only a, so this was also originally priced a $20 shirt, but so this was only a $3 shirt of what my mom paid. So, but there's that one. And we got two more here. So the next one is definitely a really good one. It's the original Marvel Comics logo. As you would see on like a Marvel comic, like a first issue comic or like one of those old school Marvel comic books. This is the original logo. Except this has brighter color. I mean, this the red and yellow. But this was a originally $20, but wow, it's a $5 shirt. But my mom, but here is the X-Men. So this is a shirt, actually from what the original X-Men lineup is. I mean, the X-Men are also part of the Avengers, so every one of these guys you see here were an Avenger. But you can see here you've got Wolverine, you've got Cyclops, Storm, and Colossus. But this is a great shirt. This is actually my third or fourth X-Men shirt I have in my collection, but that's another great. shirt. I would say out of all of them, though, the Doctor Doom shirt and the like four major villain shirt, like those are my two favorite. But I actually encourage everybody. So if I look at the release date of the Avengers Doomsday movie, because they have Oreos out of the package, so they have the Oreo packages like they're so they have four of them out that contain Oreos that have different color changing creams or cream in the Oreo. But Avengers Doomsday release date, um so it's scheduled to release in December. Um but it is going to be part of phase, so we're currently in phase 6. But this movie's gonna follow up Avengers Secret Wars, which is set for next year. But it sounds like between those two movies, Doctor Doom is gonna be he's gonna be the centered villain. But I know people are speculating when we saw Endgame was at the end of Chris Evans. I personally think he's gonna come back in Doomsday because it mentions his name right here. He might have a central role as Steve Rogers, so reprising his end or really his coming back to his Captain America mantle. I mean, it sounds like that is going to be the thing. Um yeah, but we're getting new characters as well, but they're bringing back the old X-Men. Um yeah, so the guy that originally played Nightcrawler, Alan Cumming, he'll be coming back. Channing Tatum's coming back, hopefully as Gambit. Kelsey Grammer. So before Nick Holt's time as Beast, Kelsey Grammer before was the actor that played Beast before. Paul Bettany, Haley Atwell. But yeah, I'm very much excited for this movie, and then of course we have the new Spider-Man movie coming out this year, Brand New Day. Crondon's gonna play Tombstone. Tombstone's a great villain. And then, so I knew I'm excited. The Punisher's also gonna be in this movie as well. And I think there's gonna be like a fight scene between him and another character that is also well known. And Michael Mando. So Michael Mando was, we saw him at the end credit scene of Spider-Man Homecoming, and I know he was one of the guys on the ship. Um, but Michael Mando is going to play Mac Gargan, aka the Scorpion. So hopefully we'll see his Scorpion outfit, which I'm very much excited. But Michael Mando also voiced what's his name from Far Cry 3. Voss, that's right. So Michael Mando played and voiced Voss in Far Cry 3. So it sounds like another rumored villain is going to be Tarantula, which Tarantula is he's I from what I know about Tarantula, he is a kind of like a doppelganger of Spider-Man, if I remember correctly. Tarantula. So he's the Tarantula Mantle is the Delavadian counterpart to Captain America. Anton Miguel is the original, longest running, and possibly best known tarantula. Okay, yeah. So Tarantula is a enemy, but it looks like he doesn't have quite the same powers of Spider-Man, but he's got like the shooting the webs, the wall, but he also gets injected with a serum that makes him into like a giant mutant spider. Like he gains more limbs. So yeah, he's definitely a big threat. I would say probably like or not like Carnage, but like I feel like I mean this guy's really cool. So this is Tarantula, but he's got like so kind of the Iron Spider, those are like robotic legs he's got on his back, where like these ones are like naturally grown on Tarantula. Yeah. So he's like a humanoid tarantula that Spidey faces, but that's Tarantula right there. But it says here Spider-Man and Punisher um teamed up to so so the thing is Tarantula was broken out of jail by Jackal. And the Jackal's a really serious villain in the Spider-Man universe in all of Marvel. Because Miles, I mean, before he was the Jackal, his name was Miles Warren, but he's a scientist like Dr. Kurt Connors or like Michael Morbius. Um Jackal or Miles Warren, I believe he has an association with the Chameleon and with all those other Spider-Man villains. And the thing is, Ben Riley, the Scarlet Spider, actually disguised himself as Jackal and revived Tarantula. Wow, so there's a team called the Savage Six, but this team it says Tarantula was captured by Taskmaster, one of my favorite villains, and the Black Ant for a big trophy hunt set up by Kraven the Hunter. Kraven chose villains that were animal themed to punish them for disgracing the animal kingdom. Tarantula was one of 6 main animal villains that Kraven used to sell rich patrons on the hunt. Arcade, Kraven's partner, referred to them as the Savage Six. So this team was run by Kraven the Hunter, and these were all so like the Sinister Six. This was the Savage Six, but there's a lot of members from the Sinister Six that were in this team. But it says here, once freed after Spider-Man's interfering with Kraven's plan, Vulture liked the sound of the Savage Six and pitched to his other advertised big game baddies Rhino, King Cobra, Scorpion, and Sturgeon. So Sturgeon is or not Sturgeon, Stegron. Right, Stegron's like he's the dinosaur king, I think. Yeah, he's like the prehistoric, so more primal than Dr. Kurt Connors, the lizard. But King Cobra, so that must be. Yep, so there's Vulture, Tarantula, there's King Cobra, and there's Stegron right there. And of course, Rhino. But there's a lot of different variants of Tarantula. But here it says that the Old West Tarantula was Clay Riley. The Tarantula that they're obviously referring to that joined the Sinister Six and the Savage Six is Anton Miguel Rodriguez. Number 2 is Luis Alvarez. Jacinda Rodriguez. Number 4 was Mariah Vasquez. And the Devil Spider was also a tarantula, but it was actually. So this is the last tarantula, but it was Roderick Kingsley. Now, Roderick Kingsley is an important character because not only was he the Devil Spider, but he was also the Hobgoblin. But in all important note, I'm excited for a couple of these movies. I mean, especially Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's gonna obviously we're gonna have. I mean, I'm really. I mean, for me, this is gonna be the movie where we get to see Scorpion. Hopefully, really clash with Spider-Man. Um, Obviously, we're gonna see like Scorpion. We're gonna see Tombstone. Tombstone is a great villain. He plays a crucial role, similar to like Hammerhead, Kingpin, but Tombstone is like, I mean, you guys know he was in the Spider-Man game. But unfortunately, Tombstone in the second Spider-Man game was hunted by Kraven. He was one of Kraven the Hunter's targets. Um, but Tombstone is an all-around Spider-Man villain because he works for, I mean, really works with, with like the guys that send out teams, the villains like Kingpin, Hammerhead. Hammerhead, I will say he definitely, I feel like him and Tombstone are both solo villains that can take Spider-Man down without even having a team or forming a team. Maybe henchmen to help them out, like Tombstone, I feel like has a lot of like biker guys working, his case as thugs, but I do have a Tarantula figure right here. But this is Tarantula right here. I remember I got him at, so this was actually a really lucky figure to get. I got him at the thrift store in Freiburg, but he's a Marvel Legends figure. But this is Anton. This is Anton's Tarantula. Whoops. But he's a really great Marvel Legends figure. He's one of my favorites that I have. I mean, I do get Marvel Legend figures. I mean, if you can get them like this for like really like cheap, like if it's a used figure, they're worth it. Because originally these older Marvel Legend figures are going to be more than they were when they came out. Even though Hasbro is the company that makes them and also makes the Black Series Star Wars figures. I mean, these guys, if you can find them, scattered, without the packaging, I mean, you're getting a good deal on these because this guy was only $1. But I thought we would do like a stop motion video maybe tomorrow or possibly tonight after this video uploads. But I think yeah, my dinner hopefully, or at least dinner, my mom's making homemade chicken cordon bleu, so I'll probably get off. I'll upload this video, and then maybe later on after this is done uploading, I'll do my stop motion video. But it's going to be about Marvel villains, and I'm going to add in other figures for the video because this video is going to be awesome. It's going to be dark, but it's going to consist of Marvel, DC villains, and a couple of other little creatures, but it's going to be cool. I need to get some accessories out of my Marvel bin, but anyways, guys, thank you for watching.